Foco, foco. So, this is what I'm going to show you guys, just so you can see what I've been, how it kind of looks. So that's what I've been kind of doing. That's kind of what I've been doing. So, let's keep going. Slowly but surely. Let's see. I don't remember what I was saying when we left off in the other one. I forget. Sorry. My values have to be a little bit darker surrounding her, so it doesn't look like there's what I'm drawing right now is too deep for her, because I don't want that for this drawing. At least not for this drawing, at least. So I have to be very, very careful. This has a nicer tip than that one. And this color is so much less expensive than that one. This is like a Faber-Castell one. This is like a cheap-ass, like Colombian color pencil. And it's so much better. At least for me, it is. Or at least the way I'm using it, it works a little bit better. Oh, I could have made her lips kind of pinkish. Fuck me. Why didn't I think about that? It would have looked kind of nice. Anyways. You probably get this question a lot. Oh, fuck. I didn't see it. Let me see if I can see it. No. Could you write it down again? I'm sorry. I'll answer it. I'll answer if you write it again. Just copy paste. I promise. Promise I'll answer, because I just didn't see it. I have my phone off to the side, so I usually have to talk a lot and then kind of peek off to the side and see what you guys are asking. So I'm sorry if I miss a bunch of questions. Saludos, maestro. ¿Qué hubo, Juan David? ¿Cómo le va? No me diga maestro. A mí, yo odio eso de maestro. Se me hace fatal. Pues maestro es chévere el que... Es más maestro el que le arregla a uno el baño que yo. Ellos sí son re maestros. Pero a mí no me tiene que decir maestro. Dígame Nicolás y ya. Todo bien. Truques sí me tiene que decir maestro. Truques sí... No me joda y me respeta. Oh, fuck me. Like oils. Did you ask the question again? See, I missed it again. Oh, come on. Fuck, I think I missed the question again. Just ask it again. Dude, or the girl that was asking. I don't know if you were a dude or a guy. What's your favorite paper? Any paper is fine. Yeah, any paper. I mean, I'll like something from like a Bristol 5-ply that's crazy expensive to like, newsprint. So, totally fine. Pobre trucos. Christy. Is Christy asking the question? Because I'm missing it all the time. Just keep asking. Yes, keep asking. I'm so sorry. I promise you, last time. I promise. ¿Vas a pintar en formato grande? No sé, seguramente sí, en el futuro volveré a hacer pinturas como más grandes. Por ahora no sé. Mary Emily, I have one of your paintings. You have one of my paintings, Mary Emily? Or do you have someone in the chat's paintings? I don't know. Thanks for this and good night. Good night, dude. Have a good night. And check back and see the story. so that you can see the finished thing. Hopefully it'll come out cool. So we'll see how it goes. But I want to finish it, so I'm going to be here until I finish it. No, I think the girl that was asking, Juan David, ¿estás en Bogotá? Sí, el próximo semestre dicto en Blanc Atelier, pero ya está lleno. What sketchbook do you use for mediums like oil and gouache? Was that the question, Christy? That's so. First of all, it's killer if you asked it like 3 times. That's awesome. You're fucking awesome. And the answer is, I don't know. I don't really know. Because I don't work that much in watercolor or like gouache. I'll show you in a second. I'll show you the two pads. Let me kind of sort of finish this, and I'll show you the pads that I do use to do the ones that I'm working on. But I don't. Maybe I bought one of them, and I think the other one came with like a box of like paint. I bought ones. Like I'm not really that invested in nice paper or like nice watercolor or mixed media pads, to be totally honest. And maybe what I have is like, it's like, whoa, dude, that's actually good. But I wouldn't even know, to be totally honest. Like the knowledge that I have, for example, with flexible supports for oil, like linen and canvas and cotton, like all sorts of cotton canvas or jute, or I have a much broader sense of how those feel. But paper, if I'm being totally honest, I'm not great at that. I've never really paid that much attention to it, which sounds terrible because I should know these things. But the honest answer is that I don't. But maybe someone in here that works in watercolor can let you know. I know that Andrew Hem uses the sketchbook I paint in. He uses it for gouache. He uses the Moleskine sketchbook for gouache, and you can't. I'm sorry, but you can't do better gouache painting than him. So, if it works for him, it should. No excuses. It should work for everybody. So, Christy, if I may jump, I'd recommend Silman and Byrne sketchbooks. I gotta try those. I gotta try some of those. By the way, Christy kicks ass. She was hanging on, Asked 3 times so that I could say I don't know. So, tu sobrina tiene el pelo que quiero. Sí, yo también tengo, pues quisiera el pelo de ella, pero bueno. Eso sí, no hay nada que hacer. Nada. So, let me see. I'm talking. If you guys make me talk too much, I don't concentrate on drawing, so don't distract me. I'm a persistent chick. Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's how you have to be in art. And there's no stupid questions. Only people that are not willing to just give you an honest answer, or they're not willing to just help out. Or maybe there are stupid questions, but we've all asked them, so fuck it. Like, it's better to ask it and then feel ashamed than to just hold that in. Most definitely look them up. There's a website. Oh, I'm gonna. ¿Ya compramos una peluca? No, ¿qué más vamos a poner una peluca? No, nunca. Nunca. Yo siempre molesto a mis estudiantes y les digo, ¿ustedes qué harían si yo de un momento a otro aparezco como con pelo, con full, como cabeza llena de pelo? No, qué vergüenza, qué locura hacer eso. Como comprarse uno, ahí ponerse un poco de... No, pues no comprarse, pero ponerse uno un poco del pelo de uno, no, qué ridículo es. Absurdo. ¿Qué lápices usas? Estoy usando este, que es de... ¿Son colombianos estos? Creo que sí, son Norma. O sea, esto es lo que usan mis hijos para hacer tareas. Y este sí es como Faber-Castell, como un lapicito, pero normales, no son, ay, gonorrea, no son acuarelables. Ay, se vería re bien. No, 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 nunca me voy a poner nada. Eh, so I'm slowly inching forward. Um, in a little bit, I'm about to go to the hair, but I'm gonna block the hair, like the value of the hair really quickly, just to see it, because I really need to see it first, to see how the face kind of relates to the darker value of her hair. She doesn't have dark hair, but it's just for the sake of the drawing that I want to make. She has to be sort of framed by this darker shape of hair, so I'm going to try that out. But I'm doing just tiny little shit here that seems insignificant, but it gives a ton of gesture to the mouth. It's like tiny little things. But I think they all add up. When I'm doing them, it doesn't look like it's cool, but when I'm done with it, I'm like, okay, that kind of added up to something that's kind of neat. So I'm drawing my niece. She's my daughter's, She's my sister's daughter. So my sister Luisa, and her name is Cristina. So she has a cool name, and she's beautiful, and she's insanely talented. She's like a dancer, and she sings, and so she's fucking awesome. She's way more cool than I am. Ser calvo está de moda. A mí, sí, a mí ya me da el chimba. Yo creo que yo soy calvo como desde los 2 meses de vida. O sea, yo desde chiquitico ya era como un pollo mojado y ya no había nada que hacer, nada. Entonces, como no puedo hacer nada con el pelo, me pongo gorras y me gustan las gorras desde hace rato. Y ya. Y soy súper sexy y cool. Entonces, y ya tengo una novia súper bonita. Entonces, ya. Tuve hijos divinos y tengo una novia divina. Entonces, ya me echo a dormir y no necesito que me jodan más. Cristina, Cristina. Y el cabello de pollo, no, ahí lo dejo. Yo hay veces me paso la máquina como para que quede así calvito, no full calvo, así como full, pero me paso la máquina, pero hay días que no me la paso es porque me da mamera y ya. Y además, por ejemplo, en las patillas tengo como canas y me encanta. Eso sí me da rabia. Uf, me hubiera encantado ser así relativamente joven como soy, joven y churro, y tener canas se me haría qué pena, la verga. Entonces, pero no pude. No pude, entonces me aferro a las canas que tengo en las patillas, que se me hacen súper lindas. Y ya. Entonces, eso es. Los que no talentos. Sí, yo soy personalidad y soy pintor. Esos son mis puntos de venta. Tengo de las bocas más sexys del planeta. Eso dice Daniela constantemente. Y personalidad. De resto, no. O sea, si lo juzgaran a uno por cómo se ve uno en una playa, no. No, ahí sí sería un esperpento. Pero todo lo suplo con full personalidad. Beautiful drawing. Thank you. Thank you, Aline. Thank you. Are you in Spain? No. I'm going to be in Spain end of the year. November, late November, early December. I'm going to do a couple of workshops there. So I'm going to go back to Madrid. But later this year. So I have a lot of workshops second semester of this year. So that's super cool for me because I get to travel a lot. Get to meet like insanely talented and cool people. And I mean, I get to travel, but I'm not really traveling. Like I have to get back and get to work. And it's still work over there. Like when I was in Madrid last time, I was there for like 7 days. And the only time I could go to El Prado was as soon as I got in. Like I got in from my trip, I was doing workshops in London, and I got in, and that afternoon is like as soon as I landed, I went to the Airbnb, and then I headed straight to the museum. So that was the only free time I had, because then all the other days from like 9 to 6, what was it, 9 to 6, I had workshops. So it was a lot of work. It's a lot of work. When I do my workshops, it's work. I mean, it's nice traveling and everything, but it's work. You mentioned Andrew Hem. He's going to come teach at our school for a few days. Dude, that's so fucking cool, Kayla. He's one of the most fucking talented people, like artists out there. Like, you can't get better than that. So, what a treat. That's incredible. He actually wrote to me and asked, well, I shouldn't really, I don't know if it's a surprise or anything, so... but I have to write him back. I haven't been able to write him back because I've been super busy, but I have to write him back. But yeah, that's fucking awesome. While he's there, please remind him that I say hi and that I think he's like one of the most talented artists out there. I really do. I genuinely do. So I want to visit Colombia. Yeah, you should. It's a beautiful country. We're amazing. We're one of the coolest people in the world. So yes, you should come to Colombia. When you get a moment, the tattoos on your wrist, do tell. I've always said it. I think I've said it a ton of times. These are my forgive my white ass arm, but these are the drawings of my son, and they go way up there, and so they're really cool. And in the other arm, they're my daughter's drawings. So her name is Fernanda, and she wrote it wrong, and I loved it. That's an E. That's the fucking most beautiful E I will ever see in my whole life. So, and that's her, and that's her, and then there's fucking me and my son. She drew us. God damn it. Look at me. She fucking drew me with 4 bits of hair. She's fucking brilliant. She's fucking amazing. So I had my sons I had done like 4 years ago, maybe a little more. No, what was 6 years ago? It was, and my daughters I had them done a little over. Yeah, a little over 2 years ago. So I think that the coolest thing in the world, they're tattoos that nobody finds cool, but I think they're amazing, and they're for me. I never sort of show them off. They are for me. They're a reminder for me. They're for nobody else. Like, nobody else has to care about them. So that's why I like them. You know, it's not supposed to be this thing that I show off in summer, during the summer. It's just something that's very, very... I mean, my kids are the most important thing in my life, and if I have them while I work, because that's the thing. I see my arms while I'm working, so, you know, nobody else has to see them. I don't really care about other people, so... but when I see them, I want to remind myself that it's that they're with me and that they are the reason for doing anything in my life. So I had to like I always wanted a tattoo, but I never wanted like anything that was somebody else's work, and I didn't really understand how it could be my own work. So when I thought about my kids, I was like, oh, this is it. This is perfect. And I had kept their drawings for so long. I still have like a portfolio full of drawings of them that they did when they were younger. As soon as I thought about the tattoo, I was like, yeah, that's the way to do it. Like, that's how I, how I have that portfolio, but I have it with me all the time. So that's, yeah, but I usually don't even show them to people. So, yeah. Like, that was never the point. So that's the story. Okay, I'm going to start doing these little darks surrounding her. I promise we'll go to her hair, but her hair is not going to be like super crazy rendered. So, like I said, what I want is to have kind of darks framing her. So these are probably the more important ones for me. And when these kind of exist, when those kind of subtle, there's a subtle value change like within the rest of the image, you start seeing it a little differently. Because these now show up. These darks now show up. So that's looking cool. My man Nicholas throwing it down. Yeah, your outer lines amplifies the subtle. Yes, there you go. That's what I was hoping for. But and it's almost like an act of faith when you're doing that, because you don't really know if it's going to work out until you put the other value down. So you have to sort of trust yourself for a long time. But that's art. That's why I've always... when people are working in front of other people, they become super self-aware of what they're doing. And sometimes if somebody comes along and says, yo, that doesn't really make sense, like, what are you doing? Like, what the fuck? People get super self-conscious and they start painting differently or drawing differently just because the comment or the reception of that drawing was one that was either unexpected or it wasn't something that you were hoping to hear at that moment, and that sometimes kind of affects you the wrong way. So I always try to tell people, no, fuck other people. Like, you're doing this for yourself. Like, if you have to kind of tell people, just shut up and you'll see, or you just have to tell them, don't worry about my work, just fucking concentrate on what you're doing, and you'll eventually see what I was going for when I'm done. Once I'm done, then that's super cool. But people have to learn how to kind of hold their ground and not because not if somebody else just doesn't understand what you're doing. Like, at that moment, don't change what you're doing. Fuck it. Like, keep going, and just remember always, like, you're not drawing or painting for anyone. You're just drawing and painting for yourself. So if you have a plan and it's clear in your mind, keep going. Like, push yourself and just tell yourself all the time, I know people don't get it right now, but, I have a bigger plan, like, in my head. So that's one of the toughest things about working with other people, like in a classroom setting or in a studio, like open studio setting. It's just really sort of abstracting, you know, your surroundings and just saying, okay, I understand that people are there, but I have to do my own thing. Like, and if they don't get it, that's totally cool, and just keep going. Let me see. So there's a nice shape to this contour here. It's kind of irregular, but it's really nice. I always find those contours really, really attractive. Just subtle changes in contour. It's super cool. Okay, let's see. Again, I'm changing colors because this one's slightly darker, so it helps me quite a bit. So it seems easier to allow oneself to extract info from life, to do a drawing, but it seems harder to do from a photo. Maybe. Like if you want to be super like a purist about it, yeah. If you get used to working from life, a photo is always going to seem limiting, like highly limiting. But again, like, you know, if you guys have the possibility to work from life constantly, that's fucking awesome. Like, consider yourself lucky, and that's super, super cool. But chances are there's going to be a moment in your life where, you know, maybe it becomes too expensive, or maybe, you know, this one model you were counting on suddenly has to leave the leaves the country, and you were doing a painting. Just, you know, very sort of normal things that happen in life can become sort of obstacles in your painting routine. And at those moments, it's at those moments that you have to say, oh fuck, like I have to adjust. And you know, maybe the thing that you have to do is just start understanding photography as an aid, or just as a way to gather information, so that you can then, you know, use that information and still kind of speak about yourself, but now you have a place where you can store that information and have access to that information. I mean, ideally, you'll always want to speak about yourself. But yeah, it seems hard. Like going to photography will seem like the lesser of the two options always. It's just that's the way it is. That's the nature of working from life versus having an image that has been already interpreted through photography, through, you know, lenses and software, pretty much. Some people get too wrapped up in doing everything, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. Everything has value. There's value and possibilities to every single thing out there. So why not explore it? It just doesn't make sense. And fine, if you want to work from life, fine, but don't be dogmatic about it. I mean, I mean, of course, wonderful things come out from, you know, when painting from life. But come on, you know, I'm sure nobody would dare say that there's not a single painting out there that is worth looking at that has been painted from a photograph. That would be so ridiculous. You can't be blindly dogmatic. Because when we start sounding like that, we sound a little crazy, like it's a religion of some sorts. So, I don't know. I just enjoy every possibility that we have to make images, to reflect upon the act of making images. And if I think that they are tools that I I can adopt and I can understand, I can try to understand, and I can work with them to make something cool, then what is the problem? Like, that's awesome. I think that art is about exactly those things. Just working with what we have and making the best of what we have, and then creating something, you know, within those parameters. So. And what would you care? Like, if I said, I'm not gonna lie, but let's say you ask me, oh, did you do that from life? And I go like, oh yeah, sure I did, yeah. Like, what would you care? It's either cool or not. Like, I'm not gonna feel betrayed. It's like, oh yeah, sure I did it from life, and I know what that sort of entails. I know that would mean that there was a lot of like patience and observation, and I know it. Nobody has to tell me that. That there's a difference. I know, but if the end result is awesome, what? Like, who cares? Honestly, who cares? Like, maybe right. You can connect more with the process, with the formal part of the execution of an image, if you believe that it has to be worked from life. Fine, that's totally cool, and it's closer to your sensitivity. That's totally cool. But that the fact that would, impede you from enjoying something that's good, that would be ridiculous. That wouldn't make sense at all. So I don't know. I usually reject anything that feels limiting. So so I just find possibilities and enjoy what they can give me, and try to use those to my advantage. Sorry, can you repeat what kind of pencil you're using? I'm using this little fucking Faber-Castell, which hasn't sent me shit. This small company, very small company, hasn't sent me anything. So, hashtag, I'll keep buying your pencils, you don't have to send me anything. So that's a Faber-Castell, just a regular color pencil. And this is one that you can get here in Bogota. That's just a regular pencil, like a regular color pencil. So let me see. So this is what we're doing. How's that looking? Good. So a ton of like little midtones. Do you render this much just to paint after? Nah, this is gonna be a drawing. Nah, it'd be nuts. Like that would be fucking nuts. But this is what I wanted to just draw today. So this is how I would approach like a drawing. If I wanted to do a drawing that was going to be rendered. So, how do you feel about selling paintings of your family members? Oh, I just wrote somebody about that. Like, it's hard for me to sell. Somebody was interested in my daughter's gouache, the gouache painting I did of her, and I couldn't sell it, right now, it's very hard for me to sell stuff, so to sell stuff that, I'll sell anything, but, the stuff that I have of my kids, it just feels like it belongs to me for some reason. Like, when I do those, I'm not thinking of making a buck. Like, I'm not thinking of, oh, fuck, I gotta do, and I know that it's kind of stupid, and I'm sure eventually, when they're older and they don't give a shit about me, and they're just going to be little assholes, like, I'm going to be like, fuck me, what was I thinking? Like, sell that shit. But till then, I really enjoy just having, those with me. And plus, I'm divorced, so, they live with their mom, and I draw my kids just to feel close to them. I mean, I see them every week. Don't feel bad about me. Like, and my kid's mother is totally generous, and I could see them like every single day if I wanted to. It's just like impossible because of work. But that's just the way I keep them close to me. So it's very hard. I mean, it's obviously personal reasons, but yeah. So So you seem to be very proper draftsman, as in looks more realistic than your oil work. I'm the same way, but yeah, but look, like, let me show you something. Like my friend Cal, si está por ahí, le tengo que pagar unas cosas que le compré y se las debo a Felipe, bueno, para que se acuerde, porfa. So I was trying out this this parallel. It's like a calligraphy thing. I was trying it out. Where is it? Where was I trying it out? Let me see. And I was just drawing from my head, just making stupid little drawings. So there's nothing cool about any of these drawings. Let me see if I can find them. So I did that right before. I know I said I wasn't really warming up, but I was trying that nib. It's not a nib. It's like a calligraphy pen. Where the hell are these? What the fuck? They're probably around here. Let me see. Let me see if I can find them. Nope. Nope. I'm sure there's somewhere around here. There we go. So I was doing these. Fuck me. I don't know if I can. Yeah, you can't see them. Fuck. I don't know how to do this. Let me see. Let me see if I can move the camera a little bit. Shit. So I was doing these just to try this out, like the calligraphy pen. I was just making it up, see, there's this chick that's naked, and there's this executioner that's just gonna hit her with a stick. I don't know, it's kind of stupid. But I was just trying these out. And I don't know, I can be, like, I totally enjoy doing, like, dumb stuff like that. But, so yeah, I mean, I'll do these drawings, but I can do those too. It's like I said, it's just a different approach to drawing. So there's nothing weird about it. I just used one of those today. Workshop Pentel. Is this Pentel? Let me see. It's a parallel pen. That's what they're called. Pilot. They're very nice. They're super cool. It's like I'm obsessed with, like, well, not like as obsessed as I have other friends, like one friend in particular that's like incredibly obsessed with Ashley Wood. But I really love his drawing also. And he's a fucking genius with a nib. And he uses other stuff. I mean, he'll use like markers and shit. But you know, he does incredibly nice drawings with that. So, with stuff like that. So, let me see. Pilot, yeah, the ink came out very consistently. Yeah, and it uses some of these cartridges. I also bought these. So they're super cool. Yeah, so I got to try them out. And I had that green one, and I bought the yellow one, like the orange one. So I'll make some, and I'll show them to you guys. But they seem super fun, and they look amazing for like gesture work, for more gesture work. But they're really nice. You know who does very cool like pen and ink stuff also? Jason Sean Alexander. He's really good with a nib. And Paul Pope, he's fucking incredible. Paul Pope is like one of my favorites. Francis Vallejo, he's fucking good too with nibs. I think he took a workshop with, or like he did something with Paul Pope, so. But he learned from the fucking best, so. Yeah. Oiga, severos dibujos los de la revista Dinero. Gracias, trucos. Todo bien. I own a couple of Pentel brush pens. Yeah, those are cool too. Where do I have? I think I have one of those back there. And I also really like those too. Yeah, those are awesome too. No, that's not what I wanted to do. So I'm going to lay in like these sort of broader okay. So again, I want careful with the hair, but not too careful. Um, Loved your mom's woodcuts. Oh, she's fucking incredible. Yeah. I love my mom. I am proud of her. I think she's an awesome artist. She had to deal with just people that were very ignorant about, like, being a graphic artist, like just doing etchings and woodcuts. Just people thinking that they were of lesser value because they weren't original. It was very unfortunate, like, for her. But she's awesome, and I love her, so she's always going to be... She's my mom, but she's always going to be, you know, one of my favorite artists. So, totally biased, but she's incredible. And she endured a lot. She worked hard for as long as she could. And she was also taking care of, you know, all of us. We were 5 kids, so... She's fucking incredible. So, respect for my mother. Total respect. Thank you. That made her, like, super happy to see that people were like, look at me. I've never had, like, 1,000 likes. And I'm like, Mom, you deserve it. You're, like, fucking incredible. Like, it's just that this sort of stuff didn't exist when you were young. So, you know, it's a shame. But you are fucking cool. So, you deserve it. She was super happy. She was really proud, so. And her woodcut, like the actual block, the wood block, woof, I have some of those, and they are fucking incredible. Like, seeing the print is nice, but seeing the wood block, fuck, man, those are so fucking beautiful. Whenever you speak Spanish, I get oh, come on, stop. What are you doing? That's a great drawing. Thank you. I mean, we're not done, but it's getting there. And hopefully it'll look cool when I do the white thing. I'm a little nervous now because I'm liking it as it is, and the white can totally ruin it. But I'm gonna risk it. Fuck it. You know, this is supposed to be learning experience. So fuck it. We're gonna risk it and see what happens. ¿Cuáles son tus opiniones acerca de hacer un dibujo con retícula? Yo hice unos porque resolvía mis dibujos, o sea, hacía como un boceto. Cuando tengo composiciones muy complejas, digamos que yo hacía un dibujo, como lo estoy haciendo ahora, digamos, en una retícula y pasaba ese dibujo a una composición que era, pues, más grande. Si yo ya había resuelto lo que quería hacer en la composición, pues era una tontería y quería hacerlo de esa manera, pues es una tontería especular otra vez y tratar de dibujarlo, si uno ya siente que lo resolvió. Yo digo que ahí es de los momentos donde se justifica hacer una retícula. Igual esa es decisión de cada quien, a mí esa vaina no me importa, pero sí siento que si uno la hace y uno empieza a creer que uno es un súper dibujante, eso es una estupidez. O sea, si uno está haciendo una retícula y también cree que es un buenísimo dibujante, pues no. Una retícula es como una manera así más glorificada de calcar. O sea, toca esforzarse un poquito más, pero pues es calcar. Entonces, no, eso... si lo haces y tienes un dibujo que respalde lo que estás haciendo y lo haces por proceso y lo haces porque sabes que resolviste unas cosas y quieres como trasladar una información de un lado al otro, perfecto. Igual yo no quiero sonar como, no, y tiene que ser así, solo así. No, pues cada quien, o sea, todo el mundo es adulto y todo el mundo hará lo que se le dé la gana. A mí eso no me importa, pero lo charro es como creer que uno tiene una capacidad y cuando no existe. Eso sí es tonto, porque es que uno trabaja resto y red y duro para tener una capacidad y eso se gana, eso no es gratis. Entonces, pues es molesto sentir que de pronto alguien quiere sentirse con el derecho de esa capacidad cuando no ha hecho un esfuerzo. Pero, de nuevo, yo no juzgo, o sea, depende del que se le dé la gana hacer eso. Your oil work just looks otherworldly. Oh, come on, that's an exaggeration. Recognizable way, sort of like those funhouse mirrors. That's cool, man. Cool. Ugh, that accent. Ugh, oh, stop. Come on, man. Si hago lo mismo que usted hace con aves, con el papel Moleskine y el aislante acrílico en un papel fabriano de alto gramaje, ¿todo bien? Claro, Alejandra, claro que funciona, sí, no hay ningún problema. No habría ningún problema, ¿sí? Incluso lo puede hacer en un papel que sea de menos gramaje, pero pues corre el riesgo. ¿Quién es allá? Tres más. Está ya, mucho hueón. Pero pues corre el riesgo de que sea un poquito más frágil la superficie. Pero de resto no pasa nada. Value of a good art can't be measured graphic or not. Yeah, it's a shame that people overvalue like originals over prints. It's kind of stupid. It's such a dumb way to understand things. Okay, come on. Don't make me block you. I know. I mean, you can masturbate to my speaking, but don't make me block you. Don't be an idiot. I know I have a sexy voice, but I'm not that sexy, so. But I'll block you. Don't, you know. Yeah, he's being an idiot, but don't worry. Her. Yeah, or her. Yeah, come on, man. Okay, I'll stop. Yeah. Just enjoy. You can masturbate whenever you want. I'm totally cool with you masturbating. Just, not here. Or you can masturbate to my voice afterwards. I'm totally cool with that also. God knows that that's not going to be the first time that that's happened. But, we could talk about drawing for now. Or soccer. Lo de mis labios, re sexys. Yo no puedo hacer eso. No se puede contener. No se puede contener. Mis labios. Dios me dio pocas cosas. O sea, yo tengo como el cuerpo de Homero Simpson. Entonces, un Homero Simpson joven. No sé hacer nada más que pintar. Entonces, es como el rango de mi capacidad. Y los labios. No me dio más. O sea, no tengo pelo, no tengo. Es como el único atributo. Entonces, obvio le estamos sacando jugo lo que más podamos. Pues así, desafortunadamente, la gente se masturbe al sonido de mi voz, pero ahí sí, ¿qué podemos hacer? Soy muy fan de Leonard Anderson. Uy, muy bien, sí. Sí, era un berraco. Era un viejito muy, muy chévere. Y usted y él son ciegos, entonces, súper chévere. ¿Cómo sigue de su ceguera, Alejandra? ¿Cómo siguen sus ojos? We are so lucky to learn from you. Oh, no, come on, don't. So, I want to do sort of block this whole thing in for now, just to have it as a big ass shape. Oh shit, some of the drawings that I've done in the other pages, they're kind of coming through. But anyways, that doesn't matter, but okay, so when preparing for a show, what size canvases would you choose? Would you choose all the same size or choose different sizes? It depends. Like, you know, if you want to make a statement and it's like conceptually you want to work with like larger paintings and it makes sense, then that's totally cool. I've done that. For years I've enjoyed working with large paintings. You know, that's super cool, and just working big has tons of advantages. But it's also hard if you have to sell those paintings. I mean, think about it, like they're probably going to be more expensive. People need more like wall space to put them, so the possibilities are going to be a little more slim. You know, you're counting on like people wanting, you know, having collectors there that are interested in your work, but also that have the money that you're going to ask for, and that have the space to hang your work. So it may be a little limiting. And you also, you know, if you want to be thorough about it, you should always know what your gallery's clientele is, like what market they work with, because maybe they work with people that buy smaller or smaller to medium works, and very few clients that buy larger works. So, you know, you put your gallery or the gallery owner in a tough place if you just send them like really big work and you have the expectation of selling everything. So again, like, you're probably going to do well if you sell it, but just realize that it's a harder sell. So if you take that into account, it's really important to understand. If not, if you don't care about any of those things and you're part of a gallery that's like super cool and they just tell you, you know, fuck it, do anything you want, any size, we'll sell it, don't worry about it, you know, that's our job, don't worry about it, then that's fucking awesome. But I think that the intelligent way to go about it is either to have varied sizes and techniques, let's say, and so that you give people possibilities, you give your buyers possibilities, chances to buy, you know, different things, because maybe they love that huge painting, but they don't have the money. But you know, if they see something that's slightly smaller, they'll go like, okay, I love that painting, but I can't afford it. But yeah, I can totally afford this, you know, sort of middle-sized one. So that's totally cool too. But then again, we never know. You know, nobody ever fucking knows. If it was so easy to sell shit, you know, we would all be making loads of money. So it's not that easy. It's never that easy. It's never that clear. Sometimes we feel like, fuck, I killed it. You know, I'm so going to sell this. And you show it to a bunch of people and nobody cares. And other times we're like, fuck me, I don't know why I did this. And you show it and it immediately sells. So who the fuck knows? I've sort of learned to not really think about those things. To again, you know, just make your homework and see what your gallery actually sells, and see what their market is and how it behaves, and if people usually like smaller works or bigger works. That's never. I'm not saying that should instruct the way you work, but if you feel you can do your own work and still be conscious of you know those variables while you're working, then you probably have a better. ¿Qué opinas sobre las facultades de arte en Latinoamérica en cuanto a las enseñanzas de bellas artes a través de una visión contemporánea, casi privando la visión académica? Se me hace que es triste de nuevo, como limitar cualquier mirada se me hace un poco triste. Bajo, bajo cualquier premisa, o sea, pues sí, la academia pues no dio resultado, porque esa es la verdad. O sea, todo el final del siglo XIX comprueba eso, que, que la academia como se hizo en esa época pues no dio resultado como ejercicio académico. Claro, salieron artistas chéveres, y había artistas que son unos absolutos genios, pero la reacción de, de la, de, de la, como de la comunidad artística en ese momento fue la de entender que eso era limitante, que eso, pues, tenía como unas posibilidades predecibles y finitas y ese ejercicio se hizo. O sea, nosotros por más de que queramos ser buenísimos hoy en día, yo creo que nunca vamos a llegar a la capacidad que se tenía en el siglo XIX, a finales del siglo XIX, por ejemplo. Nunca, nunca, nunca. Cuando uno ve esos pintores españoles del siglo XIX o pintores históricos ahí por toda Europa, juepucha, eran unos berracos, o sea, eran unas cosas absurdas y es el pico del desarrollo académico en la enseñanza y en la capacidad y en todo. Entonces, pensar que se puede como volver a eso es una tontería, porque el contexto histórico, social es distinto, la valoración de esas imágenes es distinta, el interés cultural, el interés institucional por esas imágenes es distinto, todo es distinto, todo es distinto hoy en día. Entonces nunca vamos a llegar a eso. Entonces es una tontería pensar que esa es la respuesta, como que tenemos que volver a ese tipo de cosas, pero también es una tontería desechar ese tipo de enseñanzas. Entonces, las posibilidades de aprender eso deberían existir siempre. No, dibújame a mí trucos. Cada rato lo veo a usted en unas fotos que tengo y digo, tengo que hacer a trucos. Cada rato estoy como, tengo que dibujar a trucos, tengo que dibujar a trucos, tengo que dibujar a trucos. Y después le veo la cara y soy como, no, marica, yo que voy a dibujar a trucos, estoy loco. Estoy loco. Uf, avanzado, pero es bueno. De cierta manera, mi percepción visual me da con el tiempo otras posibilidades en lo borroso y detalle. Bueno, me alegro que ahí siga, pues duro ser ciega, pero pues, pero, pero pues ahí toca seguir. Lo que usted dice, como que asuma las posibilidades que le da y eso pues es increíble. Eh, no, no lo haga hasta que aparezca mi parlante. No le ha aparecido el parlante. Sepia. Café. I don't know if it's in Spanish or English. I'm going to say it in English. So it's just it's not really sepia. It's just brown. You know how crayons have like the simplest of names? It's just brown. Quiero hacer este oscuro, que sea un poquitito más oscuro que el resto. No, pues como una masa oscura dentro del contexto del resto, que se me hace que es bonito tener eso. Eh, y, y ahorita hacemos como los claros de ahí, que sí creo que se van a ver chéveres.